R&B 102.9.
Hi, this is Eddie LeBert.
Hi, this is Tony Braxton.
Hi, this is Frankie Beverly of Maine.
You founded Bay Area, the new
KBLX. R&B 102.9, the new KBLX.
Bayview has been brought to you by First Republic, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on.
Welcome to Bayview on R&B 102.9 KBLX, a weekly discussion of challenges and opportunities and issues affecting the Bay Area.
R&B 102.9 KBLX. Good morning, family. Nikki Thomas in the building. It is time for Bayview. And, of course, we have an exciting guest, an exciting event right around the corner. And let's just jump right in. He is the president of the Black Chamber of Silicon Valley, Carl Davis Jr. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, Nikki.
Yeah, well, thanks for rising and shining with us on Bayview. So, this is some important stuff right here. Number one, you are the president of the Silicon Valley Black Chamber of Commerce.
I appreciate
first of all,
make me feel like Obama.
First of all, there's that. That's very important.
Yes.
How long have you been with the chamber?
Well, I have a long history with the chamber. I actually, in 1989, myself and a gentleman by the name of Ron McPherson and some other business people, we used to come together every Saturday and put money in because we wanted to start a chamber. Well, our chamber got funded in 1990, and Ron McPherson is our president, was known as our president, but I was its first executive director in 1990.
Oh.
But I left and I came back in 1995 and started an incubator program. And this is my third and last term, Nikki. This is it.
How do you know?
At my age now.
You thought it was your last turn last time, buddy. So we never know. But you know what I love is this. I love when you're saying you came together with another great business mind with the purpose of doing that.
Yes.
You know, I mean, not everybody's blessed to have the business mind. I know I don't. I'm the talk and can't get her to shut up. That's me. But thank goodness for folks like you who look out for our community in that way.
Yeah. Well, that's our whole vision. Our vision is to create and identify and even expand economic development opportunities for African Americans. You know, we do it for all small businesses, but specifically for African American businesses. That's why we're the Silicon Valley Black Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. So any kind of business, you'll give them a helping hand and some resources.
As a matter of fact, when I told you I did that incubator program, that incubator program is still here today, and it's like 12 offices. But when you come there, it looks like heaven. People of all ethnicities and, ages. So it's all about helping small businesses succeed.
I like the way you said that. It looks like heaven, all ethnicities. That is what heaven is going to look like, right?
That's right.
I would imagine. So that's really beautiful to know, because again, not everybody has the mind, but they have a vision maybe, or they have things that they want to do, and they need somebody to help them fill in the blanks. They need somebody to help them either promote or structure things. And this is why this is so important, because, folks like me need folks like you. And our community needs folks like you.
Well, that's one of the things that I believe, Nikki, really strong in. I mean, I've seen a divorce rate, and we talk about a high failure rate in the divorce rate. Well, there's a high failure rate in businesses. And the reason it is, Nick, is because just like in the divorce area there, a lot of people shouldn't get married. There are people.
That again? We just got off subject, but just say that again. Say that again.
A lot of people should not get married. You got to be prepared to get married.
Right.
Well, the same for businesses. We go through a scenario where some people should not get into business at a specific time.
Right.
So we work with people to help bring their visions out, their ideas out, and we sort of vet it out in a way where if they're not ready, we let them know. There's other things they should do before they get into business. Because our whole sort of goal is not only to increase the number of African American businesses, but it's also to increase the success rate of these businesses. That's very important.
Ooh, this is some good. See, I'm over here taking notes and talking at the same time. I love it when this happens. That's absolutely correct, though. When you talk about the high failure rate, there are probably more people that should be in business than should be married, I would say. That was the first thing that came to mind, because at least with the business, you know, you can learn it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people might run out there when they have the vision. They have no clue what they're doing, but they've got that drive, and they learn along the way.
Yeah.
And those are great success stories, too.
Yes.
But they always come back and say, I wish I would have known this, this, and this at the beginning. If somebody would have told me this, you know, and those are the folks that come back and mentor or tell you what they've learned. Our own Steve Harvey here on KBLX, I love his stories about coming from nothing and getting to success and the mistakes that he's made and what he's learned. You know, and that brings us to, you know, all the factors that it takes to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something, who was it that said something about motivation is like bathing? It doesn't last. That's why you have to do it every day. You have to do something to motivate yourself every day.
I can see that.
That's absolutely true. And there's, you know, that's just one of the little, you know, factors of being a successful business person or an entrepreneur. It's work. It's daily work. Just like with the marriage thing. That was a real good analogy.
Well, you know, that's a perfect segue, what you said, to our event. When you talked about the motivation and the wisdom. At our event, that May 9th, the event that we were talking about now, it's called Blacks in Business, Blacks in Technology.
I like it.
Where we honor and recognize African Americans who've done significant things in the fields of business and technology right here in Silicon Valley. See, a lot of people don't know that. I'll just kind of talk about a little story, but I'll send them to our website so they can see some of the nominees. Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard are known to be the guys that started HP, Hewlett and Packard.
Right.
Out of their garage is considered what they call the birthplace of Silicon Valley. A lot of people don't know that they hired an African American to come and build their first computer, and he convinced them to get in the computer business.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it,
Carl. One of those people are going to be honored that night at our event.
That's amazing. You got good stories. You got to come back next week, Carl. This is awesome. Okay, so while we're talking about this, I would like for you, KBLX family, to mark your calendars for this event. It's very important that we support efforts like this because we do want to see our African-American businesses grow and succeed, and we want to support them every step of the way. Once again, the name of the event is Blacks in Business, Blacks in Technology. It's an award ceremony. And it happens Saturday, May 9th at the Hyatt Regency Santa Clara. It's always nice to drive to Santa Clara. It's always very pleasant.
That's right across from the 49ers Stadium.
Oh, see, I know where everybody knows where that is. So an excellent reception and a dinner and the award ceremony. So tell us more about the actual evening. So you've got the folks that are going to receive awards. Have we talked about all those? We haven't.
Well, no, I'd like to probably lead them to our website for that at blackchamber.com.
Okay.
Because if they go to the website, they'll be able to see the nominees of who they are and the MC and the keynote. Oh, the keynote, it's a wonderful keynote speaker is going to be Carol H. Williams. Oh. And you know, Carol has the largest black advertising agency, I guess, west of the Mississippi. So from Chicago here, it's Carol.
Get in here then, dude. You got tickets on you? See, you didn't tell me all this. Oh, yeah, Carol H. Williams is a legend. She's a legend.
Well, we're almost sold out.
Well, you going to save me a ticket, Carl?
I'm going to do better than that. I'm actually to this sold out event, I'm actually going to leave some tickets for KBLX. And for certain listeners who will call, they'll be able to get those tickets for free. And these tickets are like $150.
Okay, we got to go through promotions. So don't put it out there now. I have people looking for Nikki. But you should hear that on KBLX or even maybe on the KBLX website in the days to come if you would like to attend. Recognizing and honoring African Americans in the fields of business and technology. I said this was important, and I'll say that again, how important this is, because just like the story you told about Hewlett Packard and the African-American man who basically, you know, put some extra on that vision that they had, we don't know enough of these stories. Yeah. We don't know enough of them. Yeah. And, you know, we see great folks like, I'm sure you're familiar with Kimberly Bryant, Black Girls Code. You know, we see these people out here, doing the work.
Yes.
And making sure that we create more stories like this for our kids and for our grandkids. And, eventually we get to the point where it's not so. We hear the stories all the time and we see these big things happening. And we want to use our young, great minds to create these things, business, technology, and things like that.
Can I share something about that too?
Sure.
The chamber, as a chamber, our core business is to take care of existing business people and aspiring business people, people that want to get into business. But I have some wonderful people working with me, my board and about 20-something different volunteers. And we talk consistently about looking back into our education system. And so we go back. We have a program called a Next Generation Business Academy, where we go back into the schools because we want to bring future entrepreneurs here. And when we went back and looked into the school system about the teaching and, STEM is a huge thing, we decided we create a program called It Takes a Village with STEM. Well, we take African-American professionals like myself, and we go from first grade through 12th grade, connecting with these kids, getting them inspired to get into STEM.
Yeah.
And then at the end of 12th grade, we connect with them again through a program called Intern to Perm, where we take those same students and we try to lobby and get them into Intel, Facebook, Google. If you get an internship with them, sometimes they pay some serious money.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get our kids in there.
I'm grown and I'm trying to get in there. I'm grown. I get off at 9 in the morning. I can report to one of those places. So this is really fabulous. And especially, I'll go back to Kimberly Bryant, Black Girls Code. She's getting all these accolades now, and rightfully so, especially our girls.
Yes.
We want our girls to be inspired to know that they can do anything that they put their minds to. And, the science and the math and technology and things, they've been, a generation back or so, they were reserved for the men.
Yes.
But that's changing.
Yes.
And, I just went, yes, when I heard my daughter say that her favorite subject was math, and she liked science, So that's great to hear, and it's great to know that as a parent, you said a village?
Yes.
It's great. It's not just me pushing and pushing. It's me. It's the whole community pushing for our African-American students to succeed, especially our girls. Because, sometimes it takes a little extra to get the girl a little. No. No. You're going to be the president. You're going to be, So, we want to encourage our young people big time so that they can just continue this fabulous legacy.
And that's what we look to do, too. That's our biggest success, Nikki, has been that we're open to partnering with individuals. We're open to partnering with groups. We partner with corporations. And that's why people like Wells Fargo and Union Bank, who sponsor some of our events, how they come alongside of our vision. So we look for partnerships. So if anybody's in the audience and they hear this and they got, I have a heart I want to volunteer 4 or 5 hours in 4 or 5 weeks, like an hour a week or something to teach, we'll work with them. So they can go to our website at blackchamber.com or they can call us.
Okay, so volunteer to teach.
Yeah.
So what would be the criteria if I wanted to volunteer?
And, we've made it very simple. What we do is we take programs that are already developed by like Junior Achievement, MESA. So they're kind of like off the shelf or out of the box. And all you have to do is get trained for about an hour and a half on using their program. And it comes in like a box, a big bag, and you open it up and you do exactly what it says. And the kids love you. And you just add whoever you are to it. It's a wonderful experience.
You said the kids love you automatically?
They love
you sure?
You're positive. Well, your personality, come on. They love you, Nikki.
Well, that's great to know. Because sometimes we can second guess ourselves. We're like, that sounds good. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I know enough.
Out of the box.
But, there's great training, you're saying. So there's great training. And but let's dig a little bit deeper, though. So you're going to get trained, but what are the qualities and what things would you have to be good at? Because, I can jump out there and say, hey, I want to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you want the best folks in there.
No, that's the good part about this, Nikki. God has given us all a gift and a talent. And when we let that gift and talent come out with some direction, and the Junior Achievement and the MESA programs, they give us a direction. I walk in there and I talk to the kids and I bring that box and the next thing you know, I add a couple stories about things to it and the kids love me. they would love you. I know
you sure it happens just like that?
Just like that.
You've got all the information. You smile, give them a little personality, and the kids automatically love you.
Love you.
Okay, we'll see.
Because you know what it is, Nikki? Between me and you, and some people in the audience will hear this. It isn't exactly the subject. It's the kids see us. If you take a young African-American kid like in first grade and say, draw me a picture of an astronaut, draw me a picture of a scientist,
right?
More than likely, they're going to draw somebody with a smock, with glasses that looks white. But we're going to change that because we're going to give them those images of who we are.
Okay. That's deep. That's deep, Carl. That's real deep. So yeah, that's that seems very simple and straightforward. But yeah, you want the picture to change it. This is the astronaut that looks like me.
Yes.
It's this little girl with the little the puff, the Afro puff.
Right. We bring them in,
and she's going to the moon or somewhere. That's amazing.
And what a better time to do it, Nikki? We have the president of the United States looking like us.
Hello.
You could be the president if you want.
Isn't that a blessing for the young people? That's what they remember. The first president that they remember, for a lot of them, is going to be President Barack Obama.
Isn't that something?
They're going to remember Michelle Obama.
Yes.
She's such a great dancer, too. And you just had that look on you when I said Michelle Obama. You looked very pleased when I said that. And I mean, all that is very important. Yeah. That they're there, that, you know, they're brown folks, and they're still down to earth.
Yeah.
And their beautiful daughters are growing up before our eyes, that we get to see it and experience it. Wow. And what else is interesting, just the different generations and their reactions to it. If you remember when the president, you know, first won, my grandmother, that reaction from my grandmother was, she's like, oh, I never thought that this would happen. This is so awesome.
40 years.
Yeah.
From Martin Luther King passing away in 68. To Obama getting elected in 2008.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's really amazing.
That's deep.
We have deep moments here on Bayview, family. Deep moments. We're speaking to Carl Davis Jr. He is the president of the Black Chamber of Silicon Valley, Chamber of Commerce of Silicon Valley. I'll make sure I write that down correctly. Right around the corner, it's Blacks in Business, Blacks in Technology Award Ceremony. Saturday, May 9th, recognizing and honoring African Americans in the fields of business and technology. Hyatt Regency, Santa Clara, right there on Great America Parkway in Santa Clara. You know where it is. Reception at 6, dinner at 7 o'clock. And where can we go for information and tickets?
Blackchamber.com.
Blackchamber.com. And you can also see the nominees as well. So can we talk about the nominees or no? Or is that?
Yeah, we could. Well, you know, I usually don't try to give that out too much because I want people to come to the event and be there to, you know, see the receptions and the
just the nominees, just the nominees.
Well, I want to give a story right before the end, though, just in case of time. Back in 1995, when we started the incubator program, I got kind of popular and I got elected to the President's White House Conference on Small Business. I went back and I saw the internet was going to be a huge thing, right? When I got elected this time for this term, I came in and I said, I'm going to work on our businesses learning how to do business using smart devices, the cell phones. So what's happening right now, we've created, and this is the first that any Chamber of Commerce that I know, we have our first mobile communication platform where we're going to have a global mobile directory to where it's going to have, if you were a business person connected with the chamber, you'd have your own e-business card to where I could send you a card to your phone and it would play in your phone.
Right.
Exactly the way I want it. So it isn't like I got to hire my cousin who's a great guy to install plumbing, but he really can't promote the business. We could do a professional promotion of the business, send it to your phone, and you can watch it whenever you want.
You know what? I love that story. Coincidentally, this morning, do you know how, like, if you're walking around and you have your little thoughts in your head, your random thoughts of the day? That was my random thought this morning about how social media has changed us so much. You know, a lot of folks have negative things to say about it, but it's like, I don't agree. I agree that I think that as a person, I'm a person of a certain age, Carl, a certain age. This is what brings us together, the generations, where there is a face to everything.
Yes.
If you do Uber or Lyft, here's who's coming to pick you up.
Yeah.
You know, and you can always connect socially to whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that is extremely powerful.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that things have changed so quickly because we know what we're capable of as human beings as far as our evolution.
Yes.
So I think that's awesome. I think it's great that we could sit here with you, Carl, and you could tell us stories about, I knew this was about to happen. You know, I was one of the ones that said, hey, let's go in this direction. You know, and it's important to know it and for you to claim it. Say, hey, you know, this is the direction that we're moving. Let's keep going in this direction.
We are Silicon Valley.
Hello.
We're innovators. We're creators. So when I go to Africa and I give my business card to someone in Africa, I went and met the president of Tanzania and his officials. People see Silicon Valley, Black Chamber of Commerce.
Their eyes get big, right?
They see Silicon Valley. I was like, what?
We know where that is. Yeah, everybody in the world knows where that is. Yeah. That's interesting. That's an interesting point.
Very powerful.
Yeah, so that's really, really awesome. And again, it makes life very exciting right now. That things have changed and they continue to change so quickly, and that we can make things happen. Yeah. I think that's probably the big message that we want to give our kids. It's like, you know, the way things were in the past, and of course we certainly have a whole lot of work to do in lots of areas, but the thing that we have learned as human beings is that, you know what, you create your destiny. You can create change. And especially as a community, we can create change. Just the example of the iPad. Yeah. The iPad. I have an iPad, but I bought the first one. Wow. And it's like, but this thing is a dinosaur. It's not even 5 years old. It's a dinosaur. So, you know, it's like, that's amazing that things have just, you know, it's.
The cycles are faster.
Yeah, the cycle, that's it. The cycles are faster.
And this is what I'm going to say about our event. Not to promote our event. But
yes, promote your event. Yes, please.
But at our event, think about this, Nikki. The wisdom of the people that are receiving these awards, these are people who fought through racism, who fought through all the things that they did, and they achieved. These are achievers through crazy times. Well, through their wisdom, we have another generation from the 40s and 50-year-olders down to the 30-year-olders, down to the youth. We want to connect that wisdom to the youth. Yeah. So the night of our event, you will see lots of youth coming there that night to witness these people receiving their awards.
That's another great point too, Carl, that it does connect the generations.
That's what we're doing.
And I think it's great for you to point that out so that no one is resistant. Because, you know, sometimes you get past a certain age, I can't do all this. You know, no, it's easier. All these things are easier to do.
Get connected.
Yeah, you see this button that looks like a camera, that's the camera. You see this button that looks like the phone, that's for your phone. So it makes everything very easy. Touch the picture. Yeah. And that's it. It'll happen what you want to happen. So I think that's great to understand. It's great to honor and have everybody come together, you know, intergenerationally and say, hey, we're all in this together, and it's creating great changes for everybody. And as African Americans, we're on top of this thing. You are so fly, Carl. You are so fly. I feel excited. I feel like I've had an energy drink or something. Carl Davis Jr., he is the president of the Silicon Valley Black Chamber of Commerce. They're presenting Blacks in Business, Blacks in Technology. It's an award ceremony, and it's an inspirational event. You know, you go there and you're going to feel better, and whatever it is you want to do, I guarantee you're going to have some fuel for that. Saturday, May 9th, recognizing and honoring African Americans in the fields of business and technology, Hyatt Regency Santa Clara. Go to blackchamber.com for more information and tickets. He did say they were almost sold out, so you need to get on that like right now. Because whatever tickets he has in his pockets, I'm taking them right now. I'm telling you right now. Is there anything else you wanted to share before we wrapped up?
No, I'm just really happy that what we're doing now, and people talk about diversity. You know, there's a huge thing about diversity and inclusion. And in our newsletter, and I'll send you a copy. I mean, I talk about diversity as really it's a bottom line issue. I want people to know the truth of the matter is that very wise companies like Morgan Stanley's working with us now to try to, you know, diversify their employment because they're doing it because it's expanding, you know, diverse, colored. Yeah. You know, sort of consumer market needs people in the company who know how to reach them, how to market to them, and how to service to them.
We did talk. Everything has a face on it nowadays.
It's a bottom line issue.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about diversity and inclusion, it isn't like somebody's giving like a free pass to something, or this is like affirmative action. This is a business issue that we need to take full advantage of right now.
And it's opportunities. That's exactly what it means. It's like the companies are looking for folks. You know, they're looking, I like that, where diversity and opportunity are one. That's what it is. So there are so many opportunities, and I think we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable because, you got to stretch and grow. I've never done this before. I don't know how to do it. Hey, somebody's there for you, such as the chamber.
That's right.
We'll support. We'll show you what you need to do. We'll get you ready.
Yep.
So that's what this is all about. Know that if you have a vision, if you have a goal or desire to be a business person, to be an entrepreneur in your community, know that there is someone who can, like Rocky, somebody's going to train you and get you into shape. If we could just play the Rocky theme song right now, that would be awesome. Carl Davis Jr., president of the Silicon Valley Black Chamber of Commerce, Blacks in Business, Blacks in Technology, Saturday, May 9th at the Hyatt Regency Santa Clara, blackchamber.com for more information. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nikki.
I feel excited.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you for joining us, family. Nikki Thomas, this is Bayview.
Bayview is brought to you by First Republic, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I run a busy CPA firm that's been around for years. Talk about